coming right at you, and they are not stopping. We know that Myles Garrett is up for the MVP or Defensive Player of the Year already, but on the back end, it's the fact that your linebackers are running sideline to sideline, playing in the passing game. There is no player playing the cornerback position that is playing better than Denzel Ward is at this time. And watching a guy like Grant Delpit show you why he won the Jim Thorpe Award when he was at LSU.
The Cleveland Browns are quietly one of the most slept on teams in the NFL right now, and I think it's about that time that we wake everyone up. At the moment, their defense is miles ahead of every other team, and we do know that this league is becoming more offensive, but defense still wins championships. I mean, look at these numbers. The Browns defense ranks number 2 in points allowed per game, number 1 in yards allowed per game, number 1 in third down conversion percentage allowed, and number 8 in touchdowns allowed per game. And this is a massive jump from last season. In 2022, they ranked number 25 in yards allowed per play, which is not great at all, but that number is skyrocketed this season. And not only do they have a Defensive Player of the Year contender this season, but their entire secondary is top tier. In this video, I'll be breaking down why I believe the Browns are preparing to shock the world this season, but more importantly, why everyone is sweeping them under the radar and couldn't be more wrong. I know the offense is struggling for Cleveland at the moment, but that is just some growing pains. I believe they'll get it going here within the next few weeks. And while the defense is doing their thing, they'll be in every single game because this defense is so good. And first off, let's talk about the secondary. They are terrifying for opposing offensive coordinators to game plan against. Denzel Ward has been elite. In single coverage this season, he has been targeted 11 times, allowing 2 catches for 14 yards, forcing 5 incompletions, and also allowing a passer rating of 39.6. But it doesn't get any easier on the other side as well. Martin Emerson Jr. has allowed the lowest completion percentage of anyone with at least 10 targets. I mean, that is insane. And then there's Greg Newsome. Quite frankly, this is already up there as one of the best secondaries in the NFL, and they're all relatively young. And if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the Browns and the rest of the NFL all year long, so join the family. However, let's get back into the video, but that was just the pass defense. Now let's check out the front 7. They're ranking number 2 in sack percentage, number 2 in yards allowed per rush, which is only at 3.2. They're averaging 3.2 yards per rush, or the opposing teams. They're also ranking number 8 in rushing touchdowns allowed, number 4 in rush yards allowed per game, and the defense is absolutely scary, and they're only going to get better from here. Now, the offense is where things get a little bit dicey. Now, they've been pretty rough, and things are seemingly starting to get better, but Deshaun Watson is trying to get fully healthy from his injury. I don't know when that's going to be. Comment down below when you think that will be. But right now, the offense is ranking number 23 in points per game, number 21 in yards per game, number 30 in third down conversion percentage, number 25 in touchdowns per game. And this will need to improve at least a little bit if they want to compete for a championship this season. Now, if they can get these numbers or these rankings up into the top 15, maybe even the top 10, I think that they could be deadly on both sides of the ball. And listen, as long as they can continue to get better, continue to develop chemistry with each other, the defense is going to keep them in games. But once the offense gets it together, this team is going to be terrifying, exciting to watch, all of the above. And they already have the weapons. Offensively, they have talent. They just need to put it together on the field. Obviously, having Nick Chubb out for the season is draining. It's horrible. I wish he was playing. The league is better with him in it. However, Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt have a ton of talent as well. And I don't think we can sleep on these guys, man. Jerome Ford came in that one game that Nick Chubb got injured, I believe, versus the Steelers, and put on a show. He's been relatively okay so far, but I think he's going to continue to up his workload going forward, and I think he'll continue to get better as time goes on. And then you look at the wide receiver room. Elijah Moore, the guy I was traded for, he was an early round draft pick a couple years ago by the Jets, never got it going there, but Elijah Moore is someone they love, and they're going to get him more involved in this offense. Amari Cooper, probably a top 10 wide receiver in the league right now. He's been balling out. And then you got Donovan Peoples-Jones, probably still, I think he's on a contract year this year, maybe next year. Let me know in the comment section down below. But DPJ is another one of the most underrated wide receivers in the game right now. And then you have David Njoku. David Njoku is a monster as well, man. Just look at him warm up. The man is insane. And these guys are all viable options and honestly some really solid weapons for Deshaun Watson. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today. And another thing that, on top of that, the division. The division isn't anything special at the moment. The Ravens just struggled losing to the Steelers. And then talking about the Steelers, their offense has been horrible throughout this season. Maybe they'll get it going, maybe not. But that is just good news for the Browns. And then you look at the Bengals. The Bengals supposed to be the leader of this division, supposed to be the best team in the AFC potentially. And they look absolutely terrible right now. I know Joe Burrow is a little bit injured. I know he's trying to get fully healthy, but man, they don't look great either. They are coming off a win, so maybe they're going to start picking it up here. But the division is up for grabs. Now, comment down below, who do you think the Browns, or do you think the Browns have what it takes to win it all this season, or maybe are they still a season away? In my opinion, I feel like the NFL needs to stop sleeping on the Browns, because as long as this defense plays the way it's been playing, the offense is going to only get better from here. I don't think it's going to get much worse. Obviously, if Deshaun Watson misses time, then maybe it gets a little bit worse, but, we'll see what happens. But the defense is good. The offense is continuing to get better, and I think if they continue to develop, continue to get better, they're going to take the league by storm. And this is definitely a team, in my opinion, that could win it all this year. I mean, they have a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong, but I like their roster. I like where their head's at. I like what they're doing with this roster right now. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications just so you're notified every time we post a video, every time we go live for a game. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.